Welcome to Unintended Consequences, Episode 14. It's May 21st, 2026. This is a show about what happens when smart, well meaning people try to fix something and the world fixes back. Justin Rosenstein built Facebook's like button to let friends share quick appreciation, and it became the global yardstick for personal worth. In the spring of 2007, he sat at his desk inside the company's Palo Alto offices. He sketched a small thumbs up icon that could replace the longer process of typing a comment like, "That's great," under a friend's post. The goal was simple: remove friction so that positive signals could travel faster across the network. Within 2 years, the button had spread to every post on the platform. Within a decade, it had become the default way millions of people measured whether their day, their appearance, or their work mattered at all. Rosenstein and a small team of engineers were responding to a concrete problem. Facebook's early newsfeed was filling with updates, yet most users scrolled past without reacting because leaving a comment felt like too much effort. The team wanted to preserve the friendly tone of the early platform while making lightweight approval effortless. At the time, the dominant worry inside the company was that people would stop sharing if they received too little visible feedback. A one-click signal seemed like a humane solution that would encourage more connection rather than less. Rosenstein later recalled that the group spent weeks debating the exact wording and icon. They ultimately rejected "awesome" and "up one" in favor of the single word "like" because it felt warm and familiar. The like button launched publicly on February 9th, 2009. Early internal data showed an immediate increase in user activity. Posts that received likes were more likely to receive comments later, creating small virtuous cycles. Mark Zuckerberg publicly described the feature as a way to make the world more open and connected. Other platforms quickly copied the pattern. Twitter introduced favorites the same year. YouTube added thumbs up ratings. Instagram launched with a heart icon in 2010. Inside Facebook, product teams began treating aggregate like counts as a reliable proxy for content quality. That approach shaped the first versions of the algorithmic newsfeed introduced in 2011. Because likes were both effortless and publicly visible, they rapidly became the easiest available signal of social standing. Users began to notice that photographs or status updates with higher like totals appeared higher in friends' feeds. This created a feedback loop that rewarded content engineered for quick approval. Publishers and creators adjusted their output accordingly. By 2013, many newsrooms were measuring story performance by social shares and likes rather than traditional readership metrics. The same system that was meant to spread appreciation also made the absence of likes conspicuous. Teenagers reported comparing nightly like counts as a form of social accounting. Longitudinal studies later linked frequent checking of these counts to increased anxiety and depressive symptoms among adolescents. Rosenstein himself observed that the button turned every post into a small referendum on personal value. Second-order effects compounded. Platforms optimized recommendation algorithms around engagement velocity. This favored emotionally charged material over neutral or nuanced posts. Third-order effects reached the economics of journalism. Outlets shifted resources toward listicles and reaction bait because those formats reliably generated the measurable signals advertisers demanded. By 2017, Rosenstein had left Facebook and begun limiting his own use of social media. He told interviewers he kept his phone in grayscale and avoided the platforms he had helped shape. Instagram ran experiments in 2019 that hid like counts from other users in several countries. The company cited concerns about social comparison. Facebook itself introduced care and haha reactions in 2020, partly to dilute the dominance of the original like. None of these adjustments removed the underlying metric from internal ranking systems. Today, like and equivalent signals remain central to content recommendation across Meta, TikTok, and YouTube. Public discussion of their psychological costs continues. Simple, low-friction signals tend to become the dominant currency in any system that measures them. They are cheap to produce and easy to compare. When those signals are attached to human identity rather than to the content itself, they reshape behavior at scale. Designers and policymakers therefore face a recurring choice: Either accept that the metric will drive the activity, or deliberately limit how visible and consequential the metric is allowed to become. The like button shows what happens when that choice is deferred for more than a decade. Consider the current wave of short-form video platforms that now surface content almost entirely by counting quick taps and completion rates. What signals are we allowing to stand in for deeper measures of value there, and how visible should we let those signals become before they start shaping what gets created next? This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.